Hello, welcome back to the lecture series on your language course. Now we'll be moving to the unit 2 of your module 1, which is also related to vocabulary. So here the new vocabulary construct that are being introduced is the usage of prefix. You have one question as example that is being given in your exercise. So I thought I'll just give you an introduction on the prefix and suffix and affixes in general, and we'll move on to the passage that is given in the textbook. Okay, so first we'll look into what affixes mean by. Affixes generally have no meaning by their own but can form meaningful words by sitting before and after the stem of a word. Okay, generally have no meaning, but in some cases you can find that it holds an independent meaning. An affix is added to the root of a word to change its meaning. There are two kinds of affixes, prefix and suffix. That's familiar to you from the school classes, I guess. And you can look into an example where both this prefix and suffix is being used. The word impassable, where im is the prefix, im is the prefix, and able, able is the suffix. Here actually able, able holds an independent meaning. Yeah. Now we look into what prefixes. Prefixes are a syllable, a group of syllables or a group of letters added to the beginning of a word, or it actually makes its position before a stem to alter its meaning, where fix is a stem and pre is a prefix which changes the meaning of the stem and creates a new word. For example, as in transform, trans in transform, anti in anticlimax. And suffixes are the letters which are added at the end of a stem to make new words. It is not necessary that a suffix change both meaning and grammatical property of the words. It can perform either of them. For example, the suffix age, it can be added to the word bond to form bondage. Also, the suffix ship, it can be added to the word kin to form a new word kinship. Okay, you don't have any practice questions from suffixes, but it doesn't mean that it won't be coming for your exams. So please pay attention to the suffixes also, and we'll be working out few examples later after we finish off this the chapters that are given in your textbook. So now we'll look into the passage. Here also you have got one passage that is given in your textbook, and you have to answer the questions based on that. So the passage goes like this. Muhammad Yunus, the founder of Grameen Bank, is a Bangladeshi banker, author and economist who focus on microcredit and microfinance concepts led to him being awarded the Nobel Prize in 2006 for efforts to create economic and social development from below. Yunus was born on 28 June 1940 in Chittagong. His father was a jeweler and his mother was his role model, a woman who helped anyone that knocked on their door. After high school and college, Yunus completed his PhD in economics in the US and worked as an assistant professor of economics till 1972 when he returned to Bangladesh. It was during this time that Yunus would stumble across an idea that would lead to him helping millions of poverty-stricken people and would lead to him being awarded the Nobel Prize. In 1974, Bangladesh suffered from a famine resulting from rain and massive flooding that devastated crops, and the people of Bangladesh received no relief or aid from other countries. Yunus began to be actively involved in poverty reduction. He established a rural economic program as a research project and visited the poorest households in a village near Chittagong. He interviewed a woman who was making bamboo stools and learned that she was being charged exorbitant rates for her loans and thus was barely making a profit. He realized the potential for recovery then and there, and in an exhibition of practical economics loaned the equivalent of 27 US dollars to 42 women in the village. It was his first loan. With more advantageous rates, these women were able to raise their profits and manage better than before. Without these new rates, the woman would likely have been stuck in a rut for the rest of their lives. Yunus realized that on a smaller scale, microfinance and microcredit would really help Bangladesh struggle with poverty. Okay, so this is the passage that is being given in your textbook, and unlike the other passage, earlier the questions were like this. It went on in the order of those sentences that are given in the passage itself, but here it is nothing like that. You might be finding the second and third answer somewhere else from the passage, so you need to read the passage carefully, like once or twice before answering. And we'll look into the exercises based on, these are the exercises based on the passage. In the next lecture we'll be dealing with the practice exercises. So in this lecture we only deal with the exercises that are based on the passage given here. So first question, the prefix dash is used in the passage for small scale. So what's the prefix used for small scale? You can find the answer in the second line of the passage itself, where the answer is micro, where you can find these two words microcredit as well as microfinance in the second line itself. Okay, so that is the prefix, prefix that is being used for small scale, microcredit, micro, the word micro. And more examples, I have just put more examples on it: microcosm, microphone, microscope, etc. Several prefixes serve to make the new word mean the opposite or nearly the opposite of the original meaning of the base word. Few examples like that: antidote, antipathy, antibiotic, deactivate, irreversible, etc. This reversible, opposite is irreversible. Activate, opposite is deactivate. So here several prefixes actually help to form the new word that means the opposite of the actual word. Okay, so you have got only one example with the prefix. Okay, now coming to the next second word, second question. The word devastated means, in the brackets, devoid, desperate, destroyed and deserted. And the answer is, of course, you know, devastated means destroyed. I have just given more synonyms for devastated: demolish, wreck, dismantle, shatter, ruin, smash, ravage, abort, etc. And antonyms also, I thought I'll provide the antonyms also, because in the practice exercises you have got quite like 2-3 questions to find the antonyms. So I thought I'll add something to that. So the antonyms can be construct, mend, preserve, fix, repair, restore, retain, etc. Okay, now coming to the third question, the phrase that means without any change or improvement. And you can find that word towards the end of the passage, that third line from the end of that your passage. Okay, the woman would likely have been stuck in a rut for the rest of their lives. Okay, so that is it, without any change or improvement, stuck in a rut. And I have provided similar phrases for this: without a change or improvement, dead in the water, into a routine, in a slump, into a ravine, into season, etc. And synonyms can be like this routine practices, like that, the common words we use. Now coming to the fourth question, the phrase from below in the first sentence is used in the sense of, it is actually, first sentence is a bit lengthier one, it comes in the fourth sentence in the passage. Okay, the first sentence is a bit long towards the end. He has been awarded the Nobel Prize in 2006 for efforts to create economic and social development from below. So that from below means from a disadvantaged country, because of course you know that Bangladesh is a third world country. Okay, so I have given similar phrases also, this phrases like from the bottom, from under, etc. Now coming to the next fifth question, The word closest in meaning to exorbitant is the options are ineffective, expected, easily available, highly priced, etc. You can see this word exorbitant towards the middle of your second paragraph. Okay, like he interviewed a woman who was making bamboo stools and learned that she was being charged exorbitant rates for her loans. So that the sentence itself actually shows that it is something related to the highly priced thing. So answer is highly priced, and some more synonyms: excessive, extravagant, undue, towering, superfluous, etc. And the phrases for highly priced or exorbitant are over the top, out of sight, too much, out of bounds, etc. Okay, coming to the question number 6, the word rates is related to options are cost, interest, profit, and loss. So the word it is towards the end of your passage. Without these new rates, the woman would likely have been stuck in a rut for the rest of their lives. The same sentence, and obviously the answer will be interest. And I have just added more phrases. You can find similar words for interest. So I just added some phrases: terms of interest, rate of interest, rate of return, etc. Now coming to the 7th question, the word that is the antonym of urban is dash. And yeah, actually the answer is there in your passage itself. That is in the second passage, in the 4th line in the textbook. You can see that he established a rural economic program as a research project and visited the poorest households in a village near Chittagong. So the word rural is there. The word that is the antonym of urban is rural. Similar antonyms: rustic, countryside, pastoral, bucolic, out of town. We actually won't take these words as antonyms of urban. I just made all those words there in order to make you, in order to enrich your vocabulary, in order to make you familiar with new words. Now coming to the 8th question, exhibition of means display of, open-mindedness, expression of, or none of the above. That too comes in the second paragraph, middle of the second paragraph. In the line, he realized the potential for recovery then and there, and in the exhibition of practical economics. So that means display of. Nearest meaning is display of. Nothing will suit, nothing else will suit there. Okay, and more synonyms can be exposition, demonstration, parade, lineup, showcase, etc. Now coming to the 9th question, the wrong, you have to find the wrongly spelt word. And actually the word is there in your means passage itself. So suppose you will get a difficult word, here it is easy, it is advantageous, but if something, yeah, some difficult word came up and you don't know the meaning, please read your passage carefully. You will find the word somewhere over there. Okay, so here it is advantageous is the wrongly spelt word. All other words are rightly spelt, and the right spelling is advantageous, advantageous. Okay, and that I guess you can find in the yeah, it is there in the last portion of your passage. With more advantageous rates, these women were able to raise their profits. That is almost 5th line from your last paragraph. Okay, now coming to the last question in this session, the correctly spelt word. You have to find the correctly spelt word. Okay, and the words are poverty-struck, exhibition, famine, poverty-stricken, etc. And the correctly spelled word is poverty-stricken, poverty-stricken. That is there in your passage itself. That is in towards the end of first paragraph. That it, yeah, it was during this time Yunus would stumble across an idea that would lead to him helping millions of poverty-stricken people. Okay, so now let us look into the correct spelling of other words. Here the first word, poverty struck, is not one word. It is a combination of two words, poverty plus struck. so you can't use it without a space in between. Okay, so that is given here, Poverty, poverty, and a space, then struck, Struck. And exhibition, of course, I guess nobody will be confused with the word, spelling of the word exhibition, Exhibition, and famin, Famine. Okay, so these are the exercises that are for the day, there for the day from this passage. Okay, now you have practice exercises in this same unit that we'll deal with in the next lecture. That will be general exercises and not based on this passage. Okay, so meet you then. Stay safe. Thank you.